What's going on, Cantina patrons? He's Darth Paul, I'm Padawan Dave, and welcome to the very first episode of the Mudhorn Cantina. And just before we get started, guys, a real quick apology for the lack of content the past few months. We actually started this channel back in December. We posted a whole bunch of shorts leading up to Christmas, and then that was it. Nothing since Christmas Day. It's now March 2nd, and we did actually reach that milestone, that optimal number of subscribers that any Star Wars channel should aspire to. So guys, we really do apologize, but we are here now. Tons of content on the way. We're going to be dropping videos every single Saturday. So if you love Star Wars as much as we do, make sure you subscribe and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. And with that said, and without any further ado, this is the first episode of the Mudhorn Cantina.
So today we are unboxing the MYC Sculptures 1/4 scale statue of Greedo. And who are MYC Sculptures, you ask? Based out of New York, they sculpt custom limited edition size statues of various characters, typically from science fiction and fantasy franchises, including Marvel, Star Wars and others.
And a very quick word on the packing and shipping. Very, very impressive. We like these Velcro straps, bands.
Yeah, the Velcro straps, even the foam inserts rather than just polystyrene.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we should point out, this is an unlicensed statue. It's not licensed, it's fan-made, fan art. But we do feel with unlicensed statues, certainly the studios that produce them, the studios that produce licensed statues could actually learn a thing or two. I recently bought some anime ones that we hope to show off on the Geek Lounge quite soon. They were similarly well packed, and we have had damages from other licensed studios. We're looking at you, Sideshow. You could do better. So just before we get to the statue, guys, a very quick look at the few extras you get. This is the Certificate of Authenticity, which, as you guys can see, confirms an 80 piece count. We have number 54.
Then we have the plaque with Episode 4 A New Hope, Greedo, and again the edition size.
You also get this really cool looking coin which has the MYC Sculptures logo on the back, and on the front you actually have the depiction of the statue. I think the coin just looks super cool.
And lastly, this exclusive art print by artist David Boudreau. So I guess I now need to keep an eye out for Paul Blake's next appearance at a Comic-Con to get this thing signed.
Yeah, it could look pretty cool as like a back piece to the statue. Speaking of which, so first up we have the base. This is the bottom where we have a design of Greedo, which essentially depicts the statue, MYC Sculptures logo, the designer's signature for collectors by collectors, along with the edition size of 54 out of 80. So this is the base stood upright, and it actually acts as a backdrop as well of the Mos Eisley Cantina, right?
Yeah, that's right. So you can sort of see the bar design and the kind of pipes and pieces running through it. Some very sort of a detailed floor tiles, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, yeah. And is this like sand, I guess, from the deserts of Tatooine, right?
Yeah, I guess you'd track it in if you were living on a desert planet.
True, yeah, you never think, although they could. Oh no, they don't like droids in that.
No, so you wouldn't have a cleaning droid.
Yeah, exactly. They're missing out there. But yeah, the rest is like pretty cool. The kind of paint job, it looks, I know we always use the term weathered, but I don't know if there is.
I think the whole Star Wars universe is weathered.
Yeah, I think so too. Like you said, the pipes, the cablings. There's some slots there, I guess, where the figure will stand.
Yeah.
We know there's some other little accessories that go on the side. We mentioned this kind of off camera as well. The bits at the bottom we think was just maybe like a design aesthetic.
Yeah,
choice,
like an aesthetic choice by the designer, I think, just to kind of depict pieces in the bar and things like that.
Yeah, because essentially it's below the floor.
Yeah.
Unless that's how it gets heated or whatever. I don't know how it gets the water, the pumps for the drinks, who knows, all that blue milk and all that. So then we have, I was going to say accessories, but these essentially make up part of the backdrop. And I don't even know what they are. Do you know what they are?
Yeah, I guess they're just like the brewery taps or whatever the containers are that hold the alcohol in the bar.
Yeah, so what, like they're coming through the pumps essentially.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and weren't you telling me, was it like the actual making of the film, there was something to do with, was it like a Rolls-Royce engine or something?
Yeah, I think the parts of this, because I think there are two parts. So you've got that bit there, which I think is the outer bit, and then the next piece we look at is like the inner combustion chamber of a Rolls-Royce jet engine, which later then went on to be the head of the IG-88 droid in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, and the fact they later used these for the IG droid heads kind of makes that whole "we don't allow droids in here" a little darker. Then we've got this other piece that also looks like a droid head. It kind of reminds me of a cross between a probe droid and Alpha from Power Rangers. I don't know if you know what this is though either.
No, I'm not sure. It's obviously part of the bar furniture, but it may have just been a piece they used in the films and just thought it looked cool in the background.
Yeah, and of course no cantina would be complete without some glasses / cups to serve the beverages. And then all those pieces go on like so. And one last quick thing on these, we didn't actually mention the paint finish, which is incredible. They actually look metallic, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a really incredible kind of finish to it all.
Yeah, as soon as you like took them out of the box, I asked, are those metal? They're not, but they just look, I hope the light is capturing it there for you guys. But these things, they seriously do look metallic. Just such a well done job on them. Then we have Greedo's body, and then once again the paint finish on the body is pretty immaculate. It looks textured, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like the real kind of jumpsuit. It looks like it's got those kind of leather bits, I guess they are on the sides.
The weathered boots. Yeah, as you said, the flight suit. I think that's exactly what it was like, sort of back in the day. Odd choice of colours, but I suppose not for the Star Wars universe. He's got the holster that will obviously pop on in just a second, along with his pistol. We've got some nice details there on the belt, I guess for some utilities and things like that bounty hunters would probably carry. Pardon me. The what are these things called? Flak jackets? Is that the right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's probably just back in the day, it was probably just a waistcoat that they sewed some pockets onto to make it look a bit more Western, maybe.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because he was obviously George Lucas was a big fan of westerns and things like that. Obviously sockets as well for the hands and the head. So we mentioned the holster before. It comes in 2 parts where you actually have to attach the strap, but only after you put the pistol in. And then we have his pistol, which does actually have some really nice detail on it.
Yeah, it's amazing how much detail they put into it, considering it just really goes in the holster and is kind of hidden when it's on the figure.
Yeah, no hands to like hold the pistol, right?
No.
Yeah, that is quite funny. But yeah, lovely attention to detail, pardon me. Almost looks like some whistling birds on there. I don't know, harpoons, arrows. We do, of course, still have that question, though. Was this pistol fired first? And the holster slots into the side like so. He has 3 different hands. You've got 1 right hand and 2 left hands. The 2 left hands are interchangeable because he holds different objects. The right hand, he holds nothing. He simply has it resting over his blaster, ready to make a move.
And these are the 2 left hands, one of which can hold a beverage, and the other which holds Han Solo's bounty puck. And the bounty puck does light up. We'll show you that in a second.
And finally, we have the head sculpt. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but again, a pretty amazing paint job, right?
Yeah, it looks incredible. Like the eyes just look so amazing. Like to actually capture the kind of glare and it's really hard to describe the kind of finish, but it's
yeah, I know what you mean.
Like you could believe they're real.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Got like all the spikes are kind of like individual on the back of the head, all the I don't know notches or bumps, whatever makes up. What was his race again?
A Rhodian.
Rhodian, that was it. Which kind of makes up their, I guess, skin and cell particles and whatnot. But yeah, just kind of lost for words really. Like you said, the eyes, just really, really cool head mold. And the head, of course, slots in right there, which completes this awesome epic 1/4 scale statue of Greedo by MYC Sculptures. Or does it?
Because of course we have the light up feature, which just adds to the epicness of this statue.
And well, there we go, guys. That is the MYC Sculptures 1/4 Greedo statue. As you saw at the start of the video, it did have an edition size of 80 pieces. Long time sold out as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my original order for this was in July last year.
Yeah, which does happen, that whole kind of production time from like concept to the first sculpt.
Prototype to production in the studio and then out for shipping and customs.
Exactly, a pretty long production time. So yeah, if you are interested in this statue, the only way to get it now would be obviously the second market. We did still though take some dimensions for you guys, just in case you ever do find it on the second market. You've actually got those down there.
Yeah, so the height of the thing is 58 centimeters or 22.8 inches. The depth and width, depending on which way you go, it's both the same, so it's 25 centimeters or 9.8 inches.
And we will actually put a link in the description below to MYC Sculptures website. We do also recommend you follow them on social media. He's got a lot of stuff planned. I think they announced, was it around Christmas time?
Yeah.
A lot of like things coming. I think a lot of it's Star Wars, but probably some other
Yeah, I would imagine so. There's a lot of ship builds coming
Yeah.
as well. I've got some orders in, so
Yeah. So as we said at the start, he does a lot of franchises, whether it's like science fiction, fantasy, so maybe more Marvel, I don't know, horror, fantasy movies, etc. But a lot of Star Wars seems to be on the way. I think the latest one was the Droideka, wasn't it?
that's right.
From a Phantom Menace. It is sold out already.
Yeah, these things you have to be like
Yeah.
on the ball. It's like within minutes they're normally gone.
Right, yeah.
Because the edition size is so small. So
yeah. Which is it's always going to happen with unlicensed statues. It's not like they've got costs and time and everything to essentially produce, like, say, 1,000, 2,000 pieces, like some of the other more sort of, let's say, licensed statues are. But yeah, going back to that, you did say if you follow them, is it or subscribe to a newsletter?
yeah,
or something?
well, if you sign up to the actual website, you can go on and
Right.
create an account, and you'll then get kind of pre-order info emailed to you, or just keep an eye out on their Facebook page.
Yeah, literally letting you know when the drop
Yeah.
is going to come. And yeah, as with any like collectible which has a limited piece count, you have to be super quick, right? Superman speed. If you snooze, you lose. But with all that said, Darth Paul, give me your final thoughts.
Yeah, so this was a really kind of incredible statue. I just kind of loved the base of it all. The actual figure just looks incredible, really.
Yeah.
Like the paintwork, the texture, everything's gone into it. Even the pieces behind the bar just look amazing.
Yeah, I think they're almost some of the, well, I don't know, the head sculpt is pretty spectacular, but I just, like, I know I'm repeating myself from earlier, but just the metallic finish on those droid heads or whatever exactly they are in the Cantina, they just look metal. It's amazing.
Yeah, some really great artistry that goes into these things.
And like you said as well, that the base, I think the sand, I do like that
Yeah,
kind of, what you say, tracked in? That's a good word, isn't it?
tracked in from the outside.
So you just wouldn't think about that.
No.
But so I kind of like it. Because when I first saw the base, I thought maybe that's where he stood. But then you have the two notches. So I was like, well, that's obviously where he's going to stand.
Yeah,
But they almost look like footprints to an extent.
but yeah, I was really excited for this statue. One, because it's my first MYC sculpture.
Yeah.
The second, because it's original trilogy, and I don't really have any kind of statues.
That's true, right? I don't think... Do we even own a lot of like OG trilogy stuff in general?
I mean, helmets.
Yeah.
Lightsabers.
Blaster pistol.
Yeah, props.
Yeah, probably
Lego.
there is a bit. I guess I'm thinking like statues and sort of figures more than anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I think
Funko Pops, I don't feel I've got a lot of... maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess because of obviously the more recent statues and 1/4 scale things I've got are all like Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's right.
Or kind of the Mythos line.
Yeah. Obviously, lots of animated stuff like Clone Wars, stuff, Ahsoka. This is all the Book of Boba Fett, all the stuff. That's kind
it's all the kind of
in the now,
newer
right?
stuff. So yeah, you don't really see too many original trilogy sort of 1/4 scale figures out there at the moment. So yeah, this was actually a real sort of a must-have for me, especially being the kind of Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of thinking that maybe, just maybe, this is a bit mythos in itself, and he's actually leaning on the bar of the Mudhorn Cantina. And speaking of the Mudhorn Cantina, that is going to do it for our very first episode. We really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to spend with us. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up and drop some comments below. Let us know your thoughts on this statue and if you've ever picked up anything from MYC yourselves. And we've got plenty of content on the way for you guys, dropping videos every single Saturday. Episode 2 coming up next week. We haven't even discussed or decided what we're going to check out. We're looking forward to that as much as you guys are. Again, if you did enjoy this video and happen to love Star Wars as much as we do, make sure you subscribe and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video, and as always,
May the Force be with you.